Hello scrapbookers, this is Megan, and I am back today with another layout for the Tombow National Scrapbook Day celebration. For this layout, I'm going to be using the Graphic 45 collection, and it's called Mon Amour. And I am going to be showing you how you can use a collection like this to scrapbook your kids. So this collection is very lovey-dovey, very much just vintage, and it's not my normal style at all. So I was kind of nervous about using this collection for a kitty type layout, but the layout turned out okay. I went to Pinterest and I found some inspiration, and I really like how it turned out. So here what I'm doing is I'm just pulling out a couple different patterns from the paper, the 12 by 12 paper pad that I got. And I'm going to try to show it to you. It doesn't show you very well, but I believe the papers I used are called My Beloved. I'm writing it down for you. Here, what I'm going to be doing is just cutting apart all of the branding strips, and then I'm going to put the papers aside, and then we will continue on with the layout. So I'm going to use that neutral off-white color as the background. And then I pulled out this black one, which I believe is called Precious One. And it's got words all over it, up and down it. So I'm going to use that behind the photos, and here I'm just gluing my pictures down onto this off-white piece of paper. It was actually attached to the back of the 12 by 12 pad. It isn't part of the collection, but it worked out well to use as a mat, so I am just using it. I kind of screwed up the cutting on this photo, so I'm going to have to re-glue it down and recenter it and then cut it again. So I finally get this one right sometime. And I'm going to place these photos, I'm going to do the ones of, this is my younger son at the time, he's now my middle son. He was, I think, 2, and we were making snickerdoodles, and he wanted to try the cinnamon mix that you make for the snickerdoodles to mix in with them. And so he tried it. He was putting his hands in it and playing around with the mix at first. And I just thought it was so super cute. So I took some photos of just his hands in the mix. And then I took a picture of him also from far away. So here is where I kind of screw up a little bit more on the matting job of this photo. And I don't know why, but it just wasn't working out. So I just added a little piece, and you can't even really tell that I added some to the back of it. Okay, so now here what I'm going to do is I'm going to add just a little teeny tiny piece up there at the top right hand corner of this pink paper, and I believe this one is called, I want to say True Love. Here I am going to use my StazOn ink to ink the edges of all of the papers black. I just like the little bit of dimension that it adds to the paper. It kind of stands out from the background a little bit more. Okay, so now here I'm just gluing together all of these layers over here. And I am going to ink the edges of this black paper, even though I probably didn't need to. I just kind of felt like I should, so I did. So I glued that down, and now I'm going to glue the photo down. Oh no, I'm not going to glue the photos down because I'm thinking, okay, we need another layer behind the photos. So I'm going to add this paper to those photos on the left. And I'm going to have to lift up that black little strip because I don't want it to be showing over the black strip. I want the pink paper to be under the black strip. So here I'm going to rip it up. And that Tombow mono glue is amazing, you guys. I really love it. For one reason, because once you get the photos and everything you want in the right place, it'll stick there forever. But if you have to lift it up, it's kind of a bummer to lift it up because it does stick really, really well. Okay, so here I'm just inking the edges of this sticker from the sticker sheet, and it says "You are loved." I'm going to put it up there above the photos on the left-hand side. Now I'm going to start gluing down the photos. And then let's see, now I'm trying to figure out what else exactly I want to do with embellishing. I always have a hard time with embellishing. I'm not the strongest embellisher. I really don't use a whole lot of embellishments. But I wanted to make sure that I used up a lot of this collection and really challenged myself to use this collection because I don't do a whole lot of scrapbooking using vintage supplies. So this layout was completely different from my normal style. Okay, so now here I'm going to open up the package of this, the chipboard stickers. Well, they're not even stickers, they're just chipboard pieces, and I'm just punching them all out, and I'm going to pull out a few of them and try to figure out exactly what I want to do. I know that I want to kind of cover up that odd little space there under that right-hand side photo where the papers meet. So I pulled out 3 tags, and I knew that that would be kind of a cool way to do the journaling on those 3 tags. And then here I'm just kind of placing a bunch of these little circular buttons in 3 different spots on the layout. There were also some chipboard little teeny tiny circles that had hearts and flowers and butterflies on them. So I picked out a few of those, and I'm going to set those on in each one of the 3 different cluster areas. And now here I am going to glue down these chipboard pieces. They weren't already sticky, so I had to use my Tombow glue stick to glue them down. And this does get kind of messy. That's the only bad thing about the glue sticks. I don't often use glue sticks. I got this glue stick in my my goodies package from Tombow, so I decided to use it on these elements here. And this is where I get a little bit on that middle tag, and then when I go to do the journaling, I totally screw it up, and it makes me so sad. Because I got just a little teeny tiny bit of glue on there, so when I was writing on it, the marker did not like the glue being on there. So I had to wipe it off and then get a bigger marker, because the small marker that I'm using right here, which is just a cheap little recollections marker that I got at Michael's, you can see there I was kind of trying to keep going, but it wasn't working, and then the pen stopped working completely. So I had to pull out a bigger pen, and that one wasn't even bigger or big enough. So I pulled out, I think this is my EK Tools, I think it's a 0.65 marker size. And so here I'm just kind of going over those areas just a few times to make sure that you can read. And what I write is Brennan, that's my son's name, loved playing in the cinnamon mix once we were done using it. Love him. So that is the end of my layout. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I hope you will continue to enjoy watching all of my NSD celebration layouts. Have a great day. Bye.